Thank you. I thank God and our military forces for the possibility to present our country at such an event. I can't say even military forces, it's our husbands, brothers, and neighbors who are protecting us. And this night was also troublesome for us. We also suffered missile attack, and we spent the night in the shelters and backgrounds basements. We see that it's problem not only in our country and all over the world. And unfortunately, today's keywords of our conference are stress, trauma, psycho-emotional burnout. We can't do anything with this. We have to cope with. We have to know how to survive, how to cope with these problems. And this research is somehow also the result of this burnout, I can say, because I started the research maybe 3 even more years ago, when I started investigating this psychological problems caused by COVID. And even several articles have appeared. They are very successful because I see, according to the citation, and they are widely cited all over the world. And using distance attack for remote foreign language teaching during the COVID lockdown in Ukraine, also published by Arab World English Journal. And it was also like stress was because Ukraine was not ready at all, I can say, for distance learning. And we suffered, and a lot of teachers even dropped out because of this. And it was a real stress. And then the next stage was the use of media technologies in higher education institutions during COVID lockdown. We somehow find the way out. We acquired some technical skills how to do this. We found out different platforms. We were not ready at all. Then we have to face psychological difficulties during the COVID lockdown. So we used video and blended digital teaching language, literature, and culture, and we saw that video can help students to cope with this. And so we started our online training from March 2020, and mostly till now we have in some regions of our Ukraine, we have till now distant learning. So teachers, scholars, the researchers in basements, in some special even metro classes, we can say, classes made in tube stations, and we teach children. It's our reality. And then this process with this research somehow has stopped because on February 24, we were shocked by the Russian aggression, and we couldn't even imagine that we can be bombed all the time and from morning till night, and somehow facing even not stress, not even burnout. It's our state now, and we simply were shocked. But we simply stopped teaching maybe 2 weeks, and the ministry said that you should be ready to teach children and to cope with stress. And we also worked like psychologists for children, for pupils, for students. And to cope, we had to know how to deal with the stress, with our stress, with student stress. And then after that shock, mostly half of the year, we can say, then we started to realize that we have to live with this, because the process, we were somehow told that we have to wait 2 weeks more, 2 months more, and we see this process goes on more than 2 years. So that's why maybe this research could even die, I can say, without this conference. And this conference was like a gulp of fresh air for me. when Marina sent the notice that there is a conference, and with something similar with my research, I started maybe in 1 minute. I answered, yes, I'll do this, because I knew that without this, TESOL for me is like, again, enthusiastic people that give a lot of ideas, and we have no time simply to feel stress, because we have a lot of interesting work classes, webinars, and so on. And when you start thinking about something else, we have no time for stress, really. So, and that's then I start coping with this again, and this I hope this will be also the result of this. Research will also be published and will be somehow successful, and for somebody it will be the important source of information. Yeah, so using different um, different psychological reasons for burnout among teachers. It is not a new problem, and it was presented by psychologists even in 20th century. And what is burnout itself? It's a job is no longer satisfying, and the employee stops developing professionally, feels overworked, dissatisfied with the job she once enjoyed doing. And for teaching especially and researching is extremely important, as a lack of creativity, personal growth, or motivation is equal to teachers' professional death. And we can't allow to do this. Yes, and first of all, we have to work out the way out, how to cope with this stress. So what is the level? So at the beginning of COVID, we had a questionnaire, and including 7 questions, and we questioned different categories of teachers and researchers, and the level of stress was at the level of 40-50%. But when we started to do it at the beginning of the war, the level was very high, 80%. I think now it's maybe more. So that's why we see that it's a really a problem, and we have to single out the possible way outs. First of all, it's special preventive steps that can be individual, and also we can't hide from this problem, and maybe something should be done with the help of specialists. So speaking about mental health, so burnout sounds is well discussed, and we can see the definite characteristics of it. It's a lack of feedback and communication, work overload or underload. Then we have role conflict, feeling of energy depletion or exhaustion, then increased mental distance from others, one's job, or feeling negativism, cynicism related to one's job, and a reduced professional efficiency. So speaking about that research, the various research, it was not only me, it was a group of researchers, and we tried to work out the methodology, and even starting with COVID lockdown, continuing with open military aggression of Russia and Ukraine. So we took out 68 participants from Martin Luther University at Halle-Wittenberg, Germany, Sadece University of Natural Sciences and Humanities, Poland, Kiev National Linguistic University, Ukraine, Odesa National Maritime University, Ukraine, Lviv University Life and Safety, and Drohobych Franko State Pedagogical University. So the researchers and the teachers also took part in the experiment, and the research was conducted among different education institutions of different ranks. So we had approximately 55 responders, and also tested different professional groups of educators to obtain general results characterizing the phenomenon of occupational burnout. So that's also we used questionnaire via Facebook, so it was hard to say which type of education institution industries they work. They plus 13 responders. So it was a short questionnaire, containing 7 questions to study the phenomenon of psycho-emotional burnout among teachers and researchers. So the main questions were, according to the special figures that we can single out and have the results, so most of the educators and researchers rated their work as stressful every day, and very often over 47%. Almost 40% of responders declared that their work is sometimes stressful, and 11 said it was rarely stressful. So the results, I think, should be renovated because it was really something was like uh, Blair, yes, because COVID, yes, and the beginning of war, even people simply were stressed and maybe were not ready to answer such questions. I think that now, when I finish the research, the figures can be quite different. Speaking about reasons why work is stressful, we can see that the factor causing the most stress, according to it's over 60 of teachers, is too many tasks to be performed. It's really a problem because we see that even at the university now we have reforms, and we have to cover a lot of tasks of different type that it was not inherent for us before, and that's why we cope. And usually active scholars, they have overload, yes, and they have to cope with different tasks, not only teaching and not only researching something, but additional we have also. That's the main reason. And at a high level, over 51% came to the risk of making a mistake or too little time to complete the task. Sometimes also we even I told that we live according to deadlines. We have a deadline, and we know that till morning we have to finish this or that work, otherwise it is not no way out. Then speaking about another question is experience symptoms of professional burnout. So as we see the chart, so the analysis of this question showed the following result. There is no symptoms characteristic of professional burnout. We can say that is marked appearing very often some general principle. This exhaustion we have, almost 75 responders, then 37 of them feel overworked, lack of satisfaction and pleasure, then apathy, sleep disturbance, lowering immune system. That we see that is even such symptoms are not connected with the very profession, we can say. Yes, they are connected with the state of affairs, yeah, the state of our everyday life, our reality. So willy-nilly, we have to know how to cope with this. Yeah, and we have to speak about this. And today we heard about stress, trauma, and how to deal with. And we speak about students who are suffering as well. Yes, but the teachers and researchers,
I think Olena has a problem with her connection. So let's give her.
Yeah, let's give her a couple of seconds because, internet and in general, many things are not really good now in Ukraine.
Yeah, we totally understand. Understand.
So if there are any questions, I can answer them, and also I can explain why I decided to record. Sorry for not asking. So, Olena, you are with us again. Yes, sorry.
Yes, something was wrong with this. So we see that the problem is yes, international, we can say, and that's we have to somehow we know that the person first of all can help to start helping himself, yes, but still society and professionals, some occupational groups can help also to deal with this. So, and personal coping with psycho-emotional burnout. First of all, we have strategies that were also singled out by different scholars, and they are not new. It's health and fitness. Also, today was said about the importance of fitness, yes, in our everyday life, and realization strategies, self-understanding, changes in work pattern. Yes, we have simply to change the picture. Yes, to simply to go to some place, to change even the city or the town, to change even the everyday routine, and to start doing something else. And social support, that is very important. The importance of even community, professional community, TESOL community, also it's very important, and it really works. Yes, because we don't know how much we have to stand, yeah, and we are ready to stand. And every time we repeat to ourselves and to our students, united we stand, divided we fall. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olena. And